breeding program, he looked around, and as he was is still close friend to Osama Al-Qasimi, he finally decided to buy some of his great horses, as he believed that this might be a very good start for his breeding program. After long negotiation, then he finally was able to purchase Najma Izain, who is now here in the lead, followed behind this flashy dark Tetua Izain's daughter Nadira Al-Maale, who is out of Najma Izain, so the mother in the lead, followed by her daughter by Tetua Izain. And then this charming flashy gray, this is Radwa Izain by Yasub Izain and Najma Izain. So we have number 1 with 2 daughters. Number 4 in your leaflet will be shown later, as she has a small baby just born yesterday. So she will come at the end of the presentation. And you have then on the 4th position, 1, 2, 3, 4th position, not number 4 but number 5 in your brochure, and this is Manar Al-Ward. She's by Nureddin Izain out of Afra Izain, followed by Ajmal Shahad, daughter of Ajmal Talal and Shahad Al-Rayyan. This is the mare which is just here now in front of me. Wasifa you will see later, as she also has a nice foal at side. And last but not least is marching Molesta Al-Amin. She is a daughter of Arif Al-Khalid and Molesta. A fine group of broodmares descending from the Dahman Shawan strain, the Bint Bukra family. The first ones going back through the Bukra family via Ansata Rosetta. Wasifa El Kuwait, who you will see later, is representing the Halima family. You will see now some of them turning loose in the arena. This was just this first round to give you an impression of the representatives of the Dahman Shawan strain. A very fine selected group of broodmares. And you will see later some of their produce. We will show you first mares, the treasures of the stable, of the barn, the breeding barn, and later their fillies and colts. This is the structure of this presentation. And we go to start with Najma Izain. She is the daughter of Surur Izain, who for many years was the chief sire at Izain Stud of Osama Al-Qasimi. Maybe he's watching us through Arabian Essence live stream. If so, we send him our kindest regards. He's right now in London. Hope he's doing well and enjoys the presentation of some horses descending from his breeding program. He made it possible that Khalid Al-Inezi had a great start. In his short breeding career of just only 10 years, he already produced some outstanding stock, among them championship fillies. They won championship titles here in Kuwait as also abroad. And here we have one of his treasures in the broodmare barn. Najma is out of NK Jasmine. As you all know, Osama Al-Qasimi built up his breeding program mainly on Dr. Nagel's Katharinenhof Stud program. And then, of course, also Khalid Al-Inezi's is influenced from this direction. In the meantime, Osama has created his own type. It's the Azane type. And several breeders, whether this is Salal Turkit or Khaled Al-Enezi, they benefit from this treasure. Najma Azane, a ground covering movement with her. A great presence, a lot of stamina, and produced extremely well. The next to come is her daughter. She has already been added to the broodmare group. She's by Tetua Azane, a black stallion, very exquisite in type, owned by Osama, bred and owned by Osama Al-Qasimi. And this stallion is truly doing a great job. It's not so easy to be able to use this stallion, as Osama keeps stallions mainly for himself, but if you know the key to his heart, then you might have a good chance. Yes. Enough. Yeah. So I got mistaken. This is not number 2. We are now with number 5, Manar Al-Ward, Nureddin Azane out of Afra Azane. So it's number 5 in your document. See how this mare can move. She's truly flying through this arena. The paddock is just too small for her. Just 3/4 strides and she reaches the other corner. Tail raised like a flag and off she goes. She's in full tune. She's in foal to Alami Al-Maale, a son of Tetua Azane out of Al-Maale Azane. You have seen probably several of the produce of Alami Al-Maale during our last show. He's doing a great job as a sire, although he's still young. His first offspring already achieved great successes in the show ring and are very much asked. Where did you get this one? Come with me. And the next with us is number 8 in your brochure, and this is Molesta Alamin. She's a daughter of Arif Al-Khalid from Al-Khalid stud in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And her dam is Molesta, and this goes back to famous lines in straight Egyptian Arabian horse breeding from Germany. Of course, Morfa in the back. All the treasures come from El Zahra, the Egyptian agricultural organization. Not too much. I think she slipped. So now a little bit lame, but you have seen this ground covering movement. She's truly an eye catcher. Just has been added to the broodmare group of Khaled Al-Enezi. Very fine pedigree, strong genetic potential, and a lovely mare with a lot of charisma, charming expression, and a ground-covering movement. Rihanna still with Tom Owen. Yeah. You ready? Two. He goes to some very nice fights. Still do a job. The next with us, ladies and gentlemen, is number 3 in your brochure. Among the Dachman Shawan group of broodmares, and this is Radwa Ezein. She's by Yasup Ezein. Yasup is out of Nada, NK Nada. And the dam of Radwa is Najma Ezein. Radwa is the dam of Rayana Al Maale, a champion mare multiple times, was shown to success here in Kuwait, became gold champion as a youngster, later made her move to Europe, where she is now with Tom Oben. He showed her to great success. She was presented at the Straight Egyptian World Championships in Milano. Against strong competition, she achieved bronze champion medal. We have the pleasure to have Mrs. Barbara Morali here with us, the organizer of the Straight Egyptian World Championships and organizer of many equestrian events. The show was just amazing. Many of our friends from Kuwait attended the Egyptian World Championship, not only with horses, but also just as visitors. And straight Egyptians from Kuwait Arabian horse breeding did very well during these championships. We achieved several crowns, where gold champion titles as well as silver and bronze. And Rayana was truly an eye-catcher and captured the heart of everybody who saw her there. She has now been bred for the first time to Nassim Al-Rashidiyah, who seems to do a great job as a sire. But all the quality and type has to come from somewhere, and the dam is with us, Radwa Ezein, dam of Rayana Al Maale. And we will now go to the next column of your leaflets on the first page and show you some nice representatives of the Obayan Omjeri strain, El Shabah, Mona Inchas through Hanan. And number 4 in the group is representing the Kuailan Rodan Riala family. But here in the lead, this is number 1, Andorra bint Asfura, with a colt by Alami Al Maale. You will see the stallion later on. And then now with me here, Umilali Ezein by NK Kaswara out of Azhar Ezein. And then we have Ezein Al Maale by Ajmal Suhail out of Umilali Ezein, so mother with her daughter. And then last but not least, we have El Tai Manal, who is a daughter of Ajmal Tamin and El Tai Malaka by El Tai Mashur. She is representing the Kohailan Rodan Ajus, the Riala family. So Andorra just here with me, and then her boy by Alami Al-Maali. Then Omelali Ezain, NK Kaswara and Azhar Ezain. In the third position then Ezain Al-Maali by Ajmal Suhail and Omelali Ezain. So mother with one of her produce, and then last but not least El Tai Manan. And we will show some of them Liberty for you. Is the boy from Andorra. The first to be shown Liberty is a boy out of Andorra bint Asfura and Alamia Al-Amali. Andorra bint Asfura is by Adnan out of Asfura, one of the precious mares of Dr. Nagel's breeding program. Andorra was bred by Annette Headley, finally made her way from the UK to Dr. Nagel and then onwards to Kuwait, and residing now here in the fine stables of Khaled Al-Enezi. This boy is just a couple of weeks old. His sire Alami Al-Maali by Tetua Ezain and Omilali Ezain. Gorgeous stallion with an extreme type and seems to produce extraordinary. And look how this boy can move. Very showy, definitely promising. Khaled will take an eye on him and watch his development carefully. Now in the arena, a true highlight of the presentation. This is Omelali Ezain, daughter of NK Kaswara. We lost him much too early. NK Kaswara no longer with us. He was the chief sire at Ezain Stud and truly stemmed Osama Al-Qasimi's breeding program. The dam of Omelali Ezain is Azhar Ezain. So she is representing the Hanan family. Hanan, one of the most influential mares in straight Egyptian Arabian horse breeding worldwide. was imported by Dr. Nagel in the 70s, in the 60s from El Zahra. She first had to make her move to Hungary as direct import from Egypt to Germany was not possible. And she became really a stallion producer, but also gave Dr. Nagel a spectacular group of broodmares. She truly has a worldwide influence. All over the Gulf, you will find horses which are descending from this precious mare. Maale Yazane showing herself with pride, has a lot of exotic expression, charm and charisma, and this all is combined with a solid conformation. Truly an eye-catcher. She looks good, huh? Yeah, she looks good now. Yes, yes. Now she's again in full. Mashallah. Here we go with number 4 in this group, and this is El Tai Manal. She is by Ajmal Tamim, out of El Tai Malika. Last year, she produced a spectacular foal by Alamia Al Maale, beautiful filly. Maybe you'll see her later on. She's again in foal to this spectacular young stallion. She was bred by Cornelia Tauschke El Taiba stud. It was a tough decision to let her go, but finally she made her way to Kuwait and represents in a very fine way the strong genetic potential of the Kohailan Rodan Riala family. Her dam, El Tai Malaka, is a daughter of El Tai Mashur, out of El Tai Mafusa, Mafusa the dam of El Tai Mafus. Ajmal Tamim needs no introduction. He is a chief sire at Mohammed's Ajmal Arabian stud. He was on lease to El Taiba stud for some time, returned back home, had left some outstanding stock, including a very nice son by him at El Taiba stud, and in the meantime produced remarkable at Ajmal Arabian stud. And she still understands German. Her last year's filly by Alami Al Maale will be shown in a bit. She's now again in foal. Good one.
Bad show.
What to do? So, Nadira.
Okay.
And then Nur is. The next group, which is now with us, is descending from the Hatman and Zahi strain, going back to Kamla family. The Hatman and Zahi Kamla, not the Farida Halima Kamla through Moheba. And we also have one going back to Malikat Al-Jamal. In the lead you have NK bint Nadira. She is the daughter of Lutfi out of NK Nadira. And she's followed by Nur Alward, who is the daughter of Nuruddin Zain, and NK Nakabiya. Nakabiya, one of the best producing mares here in Kuwait. Truly a treasure. And whoever is able to purchase something out of her is truly blessed. Then number 3, the third position, we have Ezain Al-Ward by Dahes and Safiya Ezain. And then on the 4th and last position, we have NK Nunu, a daughter of NK Nadir out of NK Bint Nashwa. Number 5, Nafisa Asail, you will see later. She just had a colt and will be shown together with the boy. So in the lead, NK Bint Nadira, followed by Nur Alward, then Ezain Alward. Last but not least, NK Nunu. And some of them will be shown Liberty. And here she goes, NK Bint Nadira. Her sire Lutfi resided in South Africa. And I think now he is back. He is, I think he's now in Kuwait. So there's a little mistake in this leaflet. It's the father is not Lutfi, but NK Latif. And of course, NK Bint Nadira is out of NK Nadira, one of the precious mares of Dr. Nagel's Hatban and Zahi Kamla family, for which his farm became as much well known as he is known because of his Hanan family. These two mares, Hanan as well as Lutfiya, truly made his farm and his breeding program. They have a huge influence. Maybe in these days, Lutfiya is even stronger in terms of number of horses in Dr. Nagel's place. And both Hanan as well as Lutfiya truly made a huge impact, not only at his breeding program, but also worldwide. You find a lot of this precious Kamla family of the Hatman and Zahi strain here in Kuwait. And NK Bint Nadira is just one of them, and truly an eye-catcher. Look how she is dancing around. Loves to be shown. A very classic and typey young mare. The next to be shown is number 2 in your brochure in the column of the Hatban and Zahis. Her name is Noor Al-Warde by Noureddin Hussain out of NK Nakabia. Khaled Al-Anesi values NK Nakabila very highly and is fortunate that he has some of this family here in his place, and all of them do extremely well for his breeding program. Noor Al-Ward is one of the latest additions, was bred by Mr. Salah Al-Terkit, Al-Ward stud. Her sire Noureddin Hussain is doing a great job for Al-Ward, as well as other breeders who had the chance to use him. A fine stallion with gorgeous type and expression. And then we have the elegance, the harmony. The classic type through the dam NK Nakabia. In a very fine way representing the Kamla family of the Hatban and Zahi strain. This is Hussain or what? And now we have with us number 3 under the column of the Hatban and Zahis. It's Hussain Al-Ward by Dahes Al-Rayyan, the chief sire of Mubarakstad, Mr. Mohammed Al-Mubaraki. This Dahes Al-Rayyan is doing an amazing job here in Kuwait. Many of his produce do extremely well in the show ring, as well as for the breeding programs of their owners. He is a son of Ansata Selman, has an amazing, strong genetic potential, and is a great sire. The dam of Hussain Al-Ward is Safiya Hussain, one of the precious mares of Osama Al-Qasimi. And this was really a good combination. Look how she loves to present herself. A lot of dominating presence. She has a gorgeous eye just now here in front of me. Really beautiful. Round and dark. We truly have to watch out for this. In these days we see so many horses with eyes with a lot of white. Not to be seen here. This is really a huge black round, apple round eye. It pops out. She has a lot of width between the eyes. And look at this movement. Stunning. Flips the tail and off she goes. Ground covering, amazing long strides. Just 3-4 steps and she reaches the other corner. Great personality, lovely man. And here comes the Black Diamond. of Al Maale stud, NK Nunu, entered the arena. Daughter of NK Nadir, chief sire Dr. Nagel's Katharinenhof stud. A great sire, produced a lot of stunning broodmares. And she's out of NK Bint Nashwa. Whoever has seen Nashwa will never forget her. One of the most exotic and extreme type mares. And she produced absolutely stunning. NK Nunu represents this precious blood, a true eye-catcher, not only when she is shown liberty, but she also has this most charming feminine expression. You look at her and you immediately fall in love with her. When Dr. Nagel celebrated last year his 50th anniversary of the farm, NK Nunu was shown. A group of Kuwaiti breeders already visited the farm a day earlier. They wanted to see the treasures. Khaled Al-Enesi couldn't take his eyes away from NK Nunu. Dr. Nagel was first not really willing to let her go, but finally he decided that she would have a lovely place here in Kuwait, where already so many of stars of his breeding program are living. And you can see she's very much loved here at the place by the team of Khaled Al-Enesi. And Dr. Nagel is visiting her occasionally. And she's valued here as a treasure for Al Maale stud. NK Nunu, thank you. Number 5, this Nafisa Sahil, will be shown later as she has a small foal at her side. She represents also the Hadban and Zahi strain, going back to Malikat Al-Jamal. So now you have seen a very fine group of active broodmares, the basement of the breeding program of Khaled Al-Enesi, and he will now show us some of their produce. You can expect some very fine fillies, flashy colts, and then last but not